Hey guys, how's it going? This is another episode of the Filmer Podcast, episode 3. Today we're going to take an overlook at the series of the Italian stallion, Rocky. I'm Loco and with me I got...
Poet. Hi, guys.
So, we're just initially just going to talk about Rocky 1 to 6, which is Rocky Balboa. Creed is kind of like a spin-off, so we won't go too much into that. Although I am a fan of Creed 2. I prefer to the first Creed. This is mainly focusing on the Rocky series. Just a brief overlook and just how impactful the movie was in everyone's life. So, what is your favorite Rocky movie?
I'd have to go with the first one, Rocky 1. That's my favorite. I just love that movie. I think the acting was really good from Sylvester Stallone and just that kind of underdog, feel of the movie. It was just a great movie in itself. I think it won an Oscar for the screenplay, right? Or something like that. And kind of launched Sylvester Stallone into superstardom. That's my favorite from the movies. What about you?
For me, my favorite is probably Rocky Balboa. But Rocky 1 is the best movie. I'm not looking artistically what the best movie is. What I enjoyed the most is Rocky Balboa, probably. Which goes full cycle from Rocky 1, I guess. If two movies out of the series are most alike are Rocky 1 and Rocky Balboa.
Yeah, that's true.
Because they're offshoot of Sylvester Stallone's real life. So Rocky 1, just like, he couldn't get acting jobs, so he wrote the script himself. They even offered to buy the script off him to get a different actor. He refused. He stuck to his guns. And his condition was that he would play Rocky. And that's the only way he would give up the script. And they eventually agreed, and the rest was history.
Yeah.
My favorite Rocky Balboa. If I had to do an order, it's hard. But my favorite Rockies are Balboa, Rocky 4, Rocky 1, Rocky 3, Rocky 2, and then Rocky 5.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I can put an order, but maybe like 1. Balboa. It's probably my second favorite. Not actually. I'd go for Rocky 3, then Balboa, then 2, then 4, then 2, then 5. Yeah, that would be my order. But that could change easily, though, right? Like Rocky 3 is a really fun movie. It's. I think it's probably the most fun out of the 6 movies. Do you agree?
Between that and Rocky 4, I think those two were just more commercial, fun movies. Over the top bad guys. Over the top plot line too, Rocky 4. But that's what all the Rocky movies have, a great opponent for Rocky. Other than Rocky Balboa, I think that movie was unique because you don't really remember that bad guy too much. Whoever, not really a bad guy, but the other boxer too much as a character. A real boxer could act and stuff, but you cared more about the Rocky character. But the other movies, the opponent really stood out, like Apollo Creed for the first 2. That character was great. I really like that character too. Like, I don't want to root him against him, but you're still with Rocky, but you still like Apollo. Then you have Mr. T, Rocky 3. You hate him, Clubber Lang.
Fool Lang.
And then you have Ivan Drago, who's just like a machine. That's like a scary guy, like.
I will break you. Like type of guy.
And then Rocky 5 is the most identifiable bad guy, where a guy pretends to be your friend, and over money or over prolonging or enhancing his career screws you over. Tommy Gunn. He is the bad guy I related to the most because we all had Tommy Guns in our life.
Believe that. Tommy Gunn, suck it, man.
So Rocky 5 is my least favorite, but it has my favorite dialogue, probably line, and it probably has my favorite fight, because the real life fight, I felt it more than the other boxing matches for some reason. Just the fact it was real life, and after how Tommy screwed him and his whole family over.
Yeah, the fight was the best. But what was the line that was your favorite?
it's just a cool line. People won't ever say it's their favorite line, but for me, it is. He's not going to fight Tommy at all, and Tommy's trying to provoke him. But then he touches Polly, and like Polly's like his brother, right? So
Yeah.
you knocked him down. Why don't you try knocking me down now?
Yeah, that's a great line.
And then
It's like
that George Washington, who was a ripoff.
in the ring. The Tommy gun only fights in the ring.
My ring's outside.
You bring it, bitch.
So like that whole setup was cool, and that line, I really like that line. Like,
Yeah.
that's the thing to push him to actually fight him when he's avoiding him. But yeah, all movies, most of the movies have funny or catchphrases you remember.
Should we start with Apollo Creed because he was in like 4 movies, so maybe we should talk about him a little bit.
Yeah, he was awesome. I mean, everyone's gonna remember his lines from Rocky 3. What you doing, man? There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. Echoing
tomorrow. There is no tomorrow.
Yeah, so like that's his character, over the top. You fight great, but I'm a great fighter. Like, just a lot of lines.
He's just a man. He's just a man. Be more man than him. It's like, all right, Apollo, calm down, man.
Living in America, blap dead.
Yeah, and in part 4, he gets killed in the ring. Disgrace.
So my favorite line is probably from Rocky 2 when Apollo's reading letters from fans. And they're just saying that he was lucky against Rocky and he's just a bum. So he's just reading them out. He's reading one letter out. I've paraphrased it with something like, "You're a loser. You're nothing but a bum. Why don't you go and kill yourself?" Like, these are the type of letters he was getting.
I love that scene.
The way he was reading it too.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a great character. Other than Rocky, he probably is my favorite character in the whole series. What about you?
Yeah, me too. I think Paulie is really funny, the brother-in-law, and Mickey was a good character in the first 3 movies. Yeah, I just thought Mickey was really really funny. He had some funny lines too, like "Get up, you son of a bitch," and all those kind of stuff.
So this Lucy, the series plot line is just basically the rise and fall of a boxer. So Rocky 1, he's just a bum, desperate for money. He works for a loan shark. Apollo's the champion. He's beat everybody, and just by chance, he decides he wants to fight Rocky Balboa just because of his nickname, the Italian Stallion. He just thinks it's a good marketing tool. Like, oh yeah, the champ is giving a bum a chance.
Yeah.
So the whole series is a good roller coaster, like life. I think it represents life. There's the underdog part, the love story. A guy who's alone, he has a family now.
Yeah, fame, money,
how it ruined him.
losing the money,
Ego, yeah, and then coming back down to earth, and then eventually being a piece of it with it all in Rocky Balboa.
Yeah, I think I really enjoyed Mr. T in part 3 when he was like, oh, Hulk Hogan was in that movie too, right? In the beginning.
Yeah, a few minutes.
Yeah, the fight with the Rocky, the charity fight. But yeah, Mr. T was a really, really gritty character at that time. You know, Clubber Lang, sorry, and yeah, I think that was the first time you saw like Rocky really get his butt whooped badly.
What's your prediction for the fight?
Pain is a prediction.
Yeah, Rocky 3 was a great comeback story. He gets his ass whooped badly too.
Yeah,
and then it shows him being insecure, not being like mentally, just not thinking he can beat him, just being scared and trying to run away. That's why I like Rocky 3. I guess I love Rocky 3 that way where the guy he fought in the first 2 movies is not helping him out, Apollo.
Yeah, and Mickey dies too, so it's like now he needs Apollo to kind of guide him through, and Apollo's manager, and yeah, them combining was funny, but Clubber Lang didn't care, did he? He was like, he should have never come back.
The best part, one of the best parts of that movie is obviously the Eye of the Tiger. Everyone remembers that song from that movie.
Yeah,
But also when Clubber Lang was talking about Rocky, and they're like, in an interview, and they asked Clubber Lang, "Did you hear that Apollo is also trading him?" And then he starts making fun of him too.
Yeah, Apollo, who that bum? Will whip his ass too and stuff. Like
They
what?
show Rocky and Apollo watching the interview too, getting pissed off. No, Rock, you watch this, Rock, because a lot of people are going to owe you an apology after this.
Yeah.
And
And
then,
you owe me a favor.
yeah, what's the favor? You find out later, but he takes him to his own gym and stuff. So, like, yeah, it shows you like a black gym and stuff. One of the first movies to like incorporate that, yeah, like positive black image, like hard work and all that stuff. He has to go to that gym to do it instead of the lazy ass he become.
Yeah, true.
Like
Like,
boxing with models around and kissing his cheeks and stuff, thinking he could be Clubber Lang like that.
what do you think was going to happen, Rocky?
Riding motorcycles with leather jackets and stuff.
Yeah, Mickey told you to stay away. He's going to get your ass whooped. You said, no, I want to fight. Get your ass knocked out.
They also like showed that Mickey was protecting Rocky from the hard fights too. So then when he did get Clubber Lang and get his ass whooped, then he changed his own technique. He learned the Apollo way and came and whooped his ass by like by speed and stuff. So yeah, that was the whole scene with Adrian in the beach when she just asking him why he's not trying, why he's not trying. Then he admits he's afraid. Because I'm afraid, Adrian. I'm afraid. We're all afraid and all that stuff. Yeah, it was a good love story too. The Rocky series. Like
Yeah,
Adrian's
it
character
was.
was written really well too, like a shy loner. How they
Yeah,
find
true.
each other. That was Rocky. Yeah, the first Rocky movie was a lot of different things mixed in one. Rocky 3 and 4 is just all pure commercial boxing though, like fancy, but they're still good. Rocky 4 is probably my favorite soundtrack too.
Yeah, I know.
No
You
Easy
don't
Way
mention
Out and Hearts on Fire,
Hearts and did it also have Burning? What was it?
Burning Heart.
Burning Heart. Yeah.
So yeah, that scene is classic when Adrian tells Rocky he has no chance in hell to fight Ivan Drago after he murdered Apollo in the ring. Then
Yeah.
he's thinking about his life riding that Porsche and the No Easy Way Out song comes. It's like
That
a
was a
music video,
long clip. Yeah, that was like a music video.
pondering about his life driving his Porsche,
There's no
a
easy
Lamborghini.
way out. Yeah, it's no shortcut home. It's like, okay, we get it.
Then yeah, it's
I
a
think,
political movie too. Obviously, Rocky 4 with the whole Russia stuff.
yeah, I like the training that he does in Russia, like, because he uses all the old school equipment and like natural stuff, like cutting wood, running up mountains. And then they show like Drago's losing the latest tech and stuff like that. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, Rocky 4 had the best training too. The
Yeah.
the music with the training, Drago's taking like steroids, and they're showing that them doing the exact same exercise, but one guy's using the latest machines, one guy's using nature.
Yeah. And growing a fat beard for some reason.
But yeah, he had to go to like he surrendered his belt, we should say, from Rocky 3. So he just gave it up to go face Drago in Russia in his hometown. So he went there like 3 4 months early to train alone because Adrian didn't want to see Rocky get his ass whooped. But she eventually comes, which they have an embracing scene, and then he goes to Hearts on Fire. No pain, no pain.
No pain, no
Duke,
pain.
that was a good character too. Apollo's manager.
Yeah, who trains Rocky in Rocky 4 and Balboa.
You know what you got to do. Do it. Do it. That's what it says to him, Rocky 4. Like, we came here to whoop some ass. Don't forget why you're here, basically.
Yeah, I want some butts.
And the Drago and Rocky fight was back and forth. That was a good fight too. And
Yeah,
then
that was a good fight.
he was trying to promote peace in that movie too. You could tell with the whole scene in
If
the
I
end.
can, if I can change, you can change. Everybody can change.
Yeah.
It's like, okay then.
When the fight started, you didn't like me. I didn't like you either. Something like that. So yeah, Rocky 5 is mainly about getting screwed out of the money, becoming poor. But then he has to train a young guy. Not has to, but he chooses to train a young guy named Tommy Gunn.
Hmm.
And he takes him home against the wishes of his wife. Like, his wife can sense, Adrian can sense there's something fishy about this guy.
Yeah.
So he starts training Tommy Gunn, lets him stay in his house, eats dinner with him. Tommy Gunn has his own trouble background where he used to get beat up by his father and all that side story. But yeah, he trains him. He basically says, "Have some patience. We'll get a tighter shot." And Tommy Gunn gets bought over basically by the Don King type character, George Washington. So he starts buying him cars, has some girls walk with him and all that stuff. And
Yeah.
gives him a title opportunity, and he wins the title. But then everyone basically compares Tommy Gunn as like a Rocky dummy. They
Yeah.
tell Tommy is like a Rocky wannabe because even in
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
fights, Rocky has to tell him what to do. If you see the fights, Rocky like Tommy doesn't really know what to do himself. Rocky's telling him punch by punch what to do. So he was kind of like his dummy.
Yeah.
And then for the money, greed, he goes against Rocky and gets his ass whooped in the end.
She also mentioned that Rocky was told not to box anymore by the doctors.
Yeah,
So he's kind of
after four, he can't really box anymore.
yeah.
Any
Hence,
head injuries.
no money. Yeah, without the money, he moves back to his old neighborhood in Philadelphia, where he started off in part one.
But yeah, also, I guess most people remember the Rocky series with the iconic workout scenes, especially with him running through Philadelphia and running up those steps.
Yeah, yeah, that's iconic. I think in the end of Balboa, they show real people running up those steps because everyone wants to do that. I guess.
Yeah, I guess I want to do that. Like, I guess everyone wants to do that. Like, it's a bucket list thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
He started making Rocky Balboa, and it's about Rocky, how he's dealing with life after Adrian passed, and how he's too old to box anymore. But he's financially doing okay. Like, he has his own restaurant now. People still love him, but he feels empty with the loss of Adrian. His son also relationship isn't great. So then there's a news broadcast where they did like a simulation fight of a young Rocky versus the current chap. I can't remember the guy's name now.
yeah. I can't remember either, man. Mason Dixon.
Yeah, Mason Dixon. So they showed how if they fought what would happen, and the simulation showed that Rocky whipped his ass.
Yeah,
And then that brought up the media, like, oh, let's do like a charity match between those two, even though Rocky's like pretty old at this stage, probably in his 50s in the movie.
yeah, yeah,
And yeah, he agrees to do it. And then the whole movie is about him getting ready for that fight and then having arguments with his son who doesn't want to be embarrassed because of Rocky. So there's a lot of tension and issues there too that I think they did it really well the way they did those scenes.
yeah.
And his son was played by Milo. His last name I'm not even going to pretend to pronounce, but
Ventimira,
yeah, yeah,
Ventimigra, or whatever.
yeah, the guy from Heroes, Peter Petrelli.
Also known as This Is Us, as
Yeah,
the
yeah,
dad, right?
yeah. He's also an actor we've liked before. We used to
True,
watch him in
true, true.
different shows.
Yeah,
So like, oh yeah, cool. This guy's in it too.
yeah, yeah,
So like, yeah, they show the son struggling because he's living a life under the shadow of his dad. So where he works, so his friends, they just keep referring to him to like Rocky Baby Junior and stuff.
yeah,
But he
yeah.
just wants
True.
to live his own life and like make his own path, but he can't because of the shadow that his dad's living him.
Like a big shadow.
Like a big
The world
so
ain't sunshine and rainbows. That was a great line. That every.
yeah, he'll beat you to your knees and keep you there if you let it. It's not how hard you hit; it's how hard you can get it and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. Something, something. Cowards quit. That ain't you. Basically, he
That's
puts
how
him in his
winning's
place.
done.
Yeah,
Yeah,
put him in his place in that scene, and that's. Then you see
yeah.
him like helping him train and stuff. But yeah, it was like the fact that movie was a hit was like it shows you that Rocky Balboa is really the Sylvester Stallone. So
Yeah, yeah, exactly. He making a comeback in real life with that movie
yeah, so
and
Rocky One was to get his career started, and this was like to get back,
restart.
yeah, restart his
Yeah,
career.
and then he had some good hits like Expendables.
Rambo,
Yeah, Rambo came back, and I think the first sequel of Rambo was better than the most recent one, but
yeah,
that
that was
was
a
pretty
big
good.
hit too. Yeah, the first
Yeah,
Rambo sequel,
the first
Rambo
Rambo
Four.
sequel, and yeah, he's kind of back, isn't he? He's kind of back in the fray. Expendables was a lot of fun. I thought that was great.
Yeah, that was a fun movie. Also, I think because of Rocky Balboa, the Creed series happened where he was nominated for Oscar, first Creed
Yeah,
movie, best supporting
yeah,
actor.
Yeah, we should mention that a little bit. That Creed is Apollo Creed's son, and he's got a couple of movies. That character, anyway, played by Michael B. Jordan, and Rocky is his trainer, etc. But we won't go too much into that. That's a different spin-off series. But the Rocky character continues on until Creed 2, where he retires, eventually making up with his son and getting that happy ending, I guess.
That was confused me because clearly Rocky Balboa shows that him and his son reconnected again. And then after that, they had problems again, and then they lost connection again, which didn't make sense in the story wise.
Yeah, they didn't explain like why. It's like probably like, oh, you forgot to pick up the pizza or something stupid. I ain't talking to you anymore. I'll just
That
leave
part
this.
doesn't make sense. Like it doesn't make sense. Like why did they fall out again after they took a while to
Yeah.
reconnect?
Or maybe they didn't fall out, but just drifted apart. Or you never know, man.
They didn't even see his grandson, man. Like his grandkid for years. So that's it. The
Uh,
fallout. So I don't know. So Stallone said he might make another Rocky movie that would be apart from the Creed, like not connected to Creed.
what?
Where
Really?
just about the character, not about boxing at all. So maybe that'll try to explain what happened.
Oh, but what would he do though?
I don't know. Stallone, he has a good mind. He probably just make a story.
Yeah, he's a good writer.
Or is this gonna be a normal movie? They just put Rocky's character in it, like the last Rambo movie. It was not really a Rambo movie. They just put the Rambo character in it. It could have been any Stallone character, like a new character. Like it
Yeah,
did not
yeah,
feel
yeah.
like a Rambo movie.
No.
But yeah, I like the length of Rocky Balboa too. It's just fast. It doesn't take too much of your time. There's not much filler. There's also other great lines too, other than that one we talked about. Doesn't something about like they go, no, that's the pursuit of happiness. What's your point? The point is I'm trying to pursue something and no one seems so happy about it.
Yeah, that was a great line. Oh god, yeah.
Basically, yeah, I went through the hurdles and stuff. Like, why are you trying to stop me now? So when he's trying to pass the test to get his boxing license again,
Uh,
you can't tell me to be what I want to be, or something like that. He goes on a rant that I can never understand fully, but yeah. Nobody has the right to tell you what to do. You can do what you want to do, be who you want to be, something like that.
yeah.
But
Good old
yeah,
Rocky.
yeah. It also shows like he's stuck in the past too, talking about his old fights all the time. Yeah, which is probably like Stallone was probably talking about like his Tango and Cash, Demolition Man, and Rocky days in real life, right? He probably brought that into the movie,
Well, yeah, he was a huge star, and then suddenly he wasn't for like good 10 years.
and that's you got to applaud him because he made his path back. If he didn't make Rocky Balboa, I don't think we'll be even seeing Stallone in movies today.
No, no, that really relaunched him, and it worked both commercially and critically. Everyone loved it.
And I like on Expendables, he brought back all these action stars. Like he gave them one more chance, like one more last hurrah. No one else would have done that for them. Like
That's true.
Dolph Lundgren and all these guys.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Dolph Lundgren, Schwarzenegger was came back in those movies a little bit. Bruce Willis was kind of around, but him too. Chuck Norris, yeah, quite a lot. Van Damme, Eric Roberts.
Are you man or are you sheep?
Some reason Stone Cold Steve Austin and the Randy Couture. Stone Cold with no lines, just standing there. Well, I ain't gonna say any lines in this damn movie. I'm just gonna stand here.
He beats Stallone's ass though. Yeah, when they have a fight.
Yeah. What happened to you? I got my ass whooped.
When he's getting tortured too, and Austin's trying to get answers from him. Well, where did you find that information? Your hairdresser. While
Because he's bald,
while getting beaten. Like this, like yeah, this is what I like, man. The proper '80s style, like humor. Too.
Yeah, that's such an 80s thing, getting tortured, but still making sarcastic comments against the guy who's torturing you.
It's like yeah, those '80s movies when the guy's about to die and you're still talking crap. You're just about to die, you son of a bitch. You're gonna help. Oh. Those characters always died like that in those '80s movies, and then the hero has to take revenge, like a mentor. The way the mentor dies is always the same. Do what you gotta do, you son of a bitch. And like starts smoking his last cigarette while he gets shot.
Yeah.
Like Beverly Hills Cop too. You know, Axel, get those sons of bitches. While he's dying. The way those guys' mentors died, man, it was just hilarious in the 80s. That was the same, right?
Yeah.
In real life, you'd be like, "Oh, please don't."
Talking about Beverly Hills Cop, that was supposed to be Sylvester Stallone, wasn't it? First.
Yeah, it was going to be a dark undertone movie. It was not going to be a comedy.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, they got Eddie Murphy, and then Stallone made his own version, which is Cobra. That movie has to be talked about in its own podcast.
Oh
That,
my god.
Another great 80s movie.
Yeah.
That movie deserves its own podcast because there's too many funny things in there.
So many funny one-liners, man.
Yeah, so that's all I really have to say about the Rocky series. Great roller coaster, uh, different emotion with family members like Paulie, his brother, Adrian, the first girl he really loved, his son, Mickey as his dad, basically.
Yeah.
Apollo also like a mentor, like a brother later.
Yeah. I also want to mention like Ivan Drago, Dolph Lundgren did a great job as a bad guy.
Yeah, he didn't have to do much, but yeah, he just looked intimidating. If he dies, he dies. Great soundtrack. Obviously, the Rocky theme, like such a famous theme music.
Yeah, a lot of people use it for like motivation, workout, or just life motivation. Not just the music, but the movies and the character kind
Fighting
of
hard now.
resonates with everyone. Everyone thinks they're Rocky though, like thinking they're the underdog. Where half the time they're like really privileged. But it does.
Yeah,
It does. It
most
does
people think they're
apply.
Rockies, but they're Tommy Guns, really.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I won't name names, but there was one guy I knew. He thought he was a Rocky, but he was the biggest Tommy Gun I've seen in my life.
And then you said my rig's outside.
But yeah, I used to love Rocky. He used to impersonate him in high school when people would yell out the window to do my Rocky impression. Kind of like how Rocky used to yell at that priest to give him a prayer. That used to happen at school too.
Oh, I love it when it does that.
People, just random people would ask me to do that line. That's what I remember high school. Do you
Oh
Rocky? Do
wow!
you Rocky?
Like even people you didn't know that well.
Yeah, but even people I didn't know about because I would do it in class and people would giggle and stuff like, ha ha ha, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Especially when I was younger, before my voice fully broke, like it was perfect. So yeah, like I always loved Rocky, and always felt like, yeah, he was a good motivator. Even like, yeah, the whole movie is like motivation. Even when you're up, get ready to go down, and how to build yourself back up.
Yeah, but I just want to say one thing. Wait a minute. Um, I thought you said you were over it. I lied.
Oh, you lied.
Yeah.
That fight, that fight too, that Apollo won, that Rocky admits in Creed.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's all I got, man. Should we sign off now?
Yeah, that was just a brief overlook. Obviously, not gonna review movie by movie, but if you haven't seen the movies, check them out. Check them in order if you can. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say. Great soundtracks. Check out Rocky Four sound. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, this is Loco and the Poet, and this has been the Rocky series. Stay tuned for the next episode. Peace.